I have no idea what that is. Everything's sounding okay. Well, Discord's working. Um, yes, yes, that's not something we can always assume is a function. Okay, well, let's get started. Is that coming from me? Well, welcome everyone. We're back with another episode of D&D. At the end of the last session, we ended it with everyone getting ready for the guests for the stag do were about to arrive. I've accidentally. Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, okay, I'm just getting the people into position. Oh, this is going to be an RP heavy session. There's going to be some cameos from people we haven't seen in a good long while. So just for the no, not Mergil. Fuck Mergil. I did forget one person. He's got to be here. Okay, yeah, the one NPC that we desperately need to be here. Yeah, no, no, because he's not an NPC. He's a DMPC. No, the one real NPC from. But let's have them all appear one by one for dramatic effect. It's layer. Okay, so I might as well actually have them all appear at the same time and then just describe them. Oh, I know what I'll have. I know what I'll do. I'll have Kai appear first. Okay, so in front of you, well, right in front of the, by Foreman Sharp, appears a zombie. He looks like a white. He appears and sort of looks around. I heard there was a party going on, and I brought some friends. Waiters, assemble! Did you want more? Isn't this enough? You wanted more cameos from us? Well, actually, no. A lot of our characters are female, so yes. So we have the dwarven beekeeper who we've never actually named. Frozik, Caesar, Hans's father, Ragash the Blood. Hold on, there is someone missing. Oh, there they are. Yeah, I was going to say I forgot he got caught on your oddly he got caught on Kinryu's wolf. They're friends, they're tennis partners. No, we've got Borkel. Well, Baron Borkel. Um, uh, that's Borkel. So that's the one that's in the wrong place. Yes. There we go. So we've got Borkel, the dwarven beekeeper, Frozik, Caesar, Hans's father, Ragash the Blood, Ragash's husband, Richter, Ivan, Ryoshi, or perhaps Tom Baker. No one's sure. El Toro, Newt, and G Dead Man. Yes, yeah. I've forgotten the name of Ragash's um, husband. The name's gone. The name's gone. Namron. Yeah, and Newt. As I said, I think I mentioned Newt was there. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, we're all here for the party. I haven't have brought the booze. So who's up for a party? Hey Phil. Yeah, I did it. There you go. Well, we've got to advertise the Phil merch. So far, no one's bought one. I was going to say, do we have to make a Shut Up Jack shirt? I think that would sell. What, the shirt idea? Mm. We have to make plushies instead. Seems to work pretty well for the click with his with Mango and the emotional support demon. Actually, Phil is spelt wrong on the merch, or maybe you're spelling Phil wrong. I'll just go with that Jimmy Carr style. Like, no, maybe it's you. Maybe you don't know how to spell your own name. Hide behind the chunk. Right. Okay. So, yeah, I think you're going to be a little bit surprised that this creature that you don't know has just appeared and made loads of just random guys that you don't know appear out of nowhere. Yeah. Me? Richter looks over at you. Well, who are you, handsome man? Ah, yeah. You seem familiar. I might have seen you around the poker table. I can't remember either. Borkle steps forward. Hmm. Seems to be a fine group of people here. Two goblins and an orc and an undead and a werewolf. Well, wolf. You scream Voldemort. He's one of your favorites. It's Caesar. Remember, remember. He likes he likes spoons. Yeah, that'll be somewhere else. Yeah, that's Hans. Didn't know he was so well endowed. I think she's trying to imply that Hans has got big tits. I still do. It's what powers my armor. Yes, I'm sure it would. Hmm. I'd be more concerned about my former companions here causing problems. The last time I saw Rictus there, he was not happy with me. Sorry. Oh, it's therapy. It's therapy. They've been beefing about this for years. Ah, yes. Yeah. Oh, I haven't even tried doing the accent. Ah, yeah. Mm, yeah. Mm. I have to remember, he's not. The problem is, I'm slipping into Barovian. It's the problem. It starts sneaking Eastern. It's like, no, Central Europe, not Eastern Europe. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, he's practiced it, as I said. And the problem was, I've done too many Barovians since, so it's like, well, it was better than. Stop talking about the marshmallow room. No, Charlie! No! Augustus! Ja? Mutter? Mutter and father? Mutter and father? So I can do it eventually. It just takes time. But then, as I said, that's sneaking. I could do that easier. I was just going to say I could do that easier. Oh no, that's just northern. Nepal's. That's the easiest way of I doing it. I start with Nepal's. He attempted to cave my head in with two hammers because I tried to kill him. I was going to sink his ship. It was a trial by combat. What do you think? I lost spectacularly. No, I've lost several limbs since then. I'd rather not lose any more. He holds his hand up, and and reveals under his armor that there's actually no limb there. He's lost a he's lost an arm, a leg, and he opens his helmet slightly. You can see one of his eyes is missing and been replaced with a jewel, possibly a hag's gem. I was foolish. I sought power and was swindled multiple times. I don't people very easily anymore because I felt like I could be useful. Yeah, it frequently does. Hmm. At which point Ragash comes running up to Jim, him and Namron, and just grab him from behind, like what what are you doing? Just say hello to you. Yeah, he seems like he's got something shoved up his ass. Think he needs some help. Ragash looks Ragash looks, blushes slightly, which seeing he's like a 8 foot red orc looks very strange. Namron winks at him, and then they sort of um, go back to lightly ribbing Jim. Newt sort of steps forward and is like, so what's been going on? I said ribbed, not rimmed. I knew you'd make that joke. I knew it. I was like so careful with how I said it. I was like so very careful with how I said it. No, because remember he's the one who does that. Remember, Oh. Okay, moving on very swiftly. He's changed a lot since then. He's much happier. He's, he's yeah. Well, Kai waves his hand and several barrels appear. These He looks at you and goes, these barrels will replenish themselves as you see fit. The alcohol inside will change. Well, the beverage inside will change to whatever you want it to be. Our friend there, Newt, is not allowed to imbibe alcohol, and he's on a 12-step program. He looks ashamed and sort of goes, "Yeah, I made some mistakes." Yes, they've wrestled several times since. Okay, so I'm gonna have Hans and his father go over to near to Felder's tent and the campfire because uh well no, they're just warming themselves up by the fire because you know the spouses are gonna head off and do their own thing, so we'll have them vanish and Caesar's gonna come over to Perrin's tent. Have Ryoshi go over there as well because Ryoshi's just and yeah, I'll have Ivan go over there, just spread everyone out a bit. Um, Brozik is gonna go over and chill some of the drinks. What's the use of being an ice mage if you can't chill everyone's beverages? Yep. And the dwarf beekeeper is just gonna, you know, well, damn it. And Borkel's gonna start talking to Sharp about the establishment of the new city and things. You know, upstanding mayor stuff. Oh yeah, he knows he knows how to build a country. Mm. And also, it just feels like a natural progression for him to become Baron Borkel. All he needs, all he needs to do is add an additional title. He just needs to add Excellente Goblin to the end, so he becomes the BBEG. Baron Borkel, exquisite goblin. Mm. He was the BBEG all along. Baron Borkel, with these Ferrero Rocher, you're really spoiling us. Well, we did establish in lore in my first campaign that that in the equivalent of Ireland, in the Kingdom of Carlton, they believe that pregnant that there is a delicacy in North Carlton where they dip pickled onions in chocolate. Yeah. Mm. Well, they were hiding pregnancy cravings. That was their bluff. It was like they got like a nat 20, the equivalent of a nat 20. Were like, oh yes, yes, it's a delicacy in our country. Chocolate covered pickled onions. Yes, she's not pregnant. Try one. Ah, it's disgusting. I've tried it. I have actually tried it. It's awful. Yes, because it's disgusting. Yeah, yeah, I know. It was war. It curbs your ambitions. Oh, you've given me a Kit Kat, but it's a regular Kit Kat. I wanted a Kit Kat chunky with peanut butter. No, it's a Yorkie, but it's a ruby one. That's a joke for Phil because it's not for her. No, no, no. As I said, that's a different joke altogether. She'll know what it means. Yeah. So how are you gonna? I'll let. What are you saying? What? Yes, I do. I remember that, brother. Brother. I get it right. Do you worship my son Motoro? He's gonna make his the cape of billowing go up. And you go, oh, I like that one, brother. That that'll be the one for that'll be one for Toromania, the Holy Father, defending the title, defending his heavyweight title. Are you telling me are you telling me that you want my consent? Are you asking me permission, brother? Brother, are you asking me for permission to marry one of my daughters, brother? Because I don't know you that well, brother. And if you're gonna marry into my family, brother, then you have to meet, you have to meet El Toro in the ring. I'm sure, I'm sure we can handle that, brother. Well, you've heard of stories about the first Toromania, brother. There's been several since. Oh yes, brother. There's been plenty of Toromanias. Okay then, brother. But this will be a fool's count anywhere match, brother. But but you, you over there, you in the suit, you brother, you're gonna have to wrestle me too. Oh, I gotta drink something. Oh, oh. I can only get through about 12 brothers before I have to drink something. Brother. What was it we was but we mentioned that a couple of days ago, didn't we? Because we were saying someone sounded like that, like it was like was it all the Jim Deadman fangirls? All one of them. Oh, that'll make for an amusing end to the evening. You two drunkenly wrestling with El Toro, who's gonna completely body you because he is like a level 18 character by now. Well, no, it's more about just like, well, yeah. Oh, brother, you have no chance against me in the ring, brother. Especially with these, especially with these. I can't remember how big Hulk Hogan how 24 inch. So with El Toro, it'd be 48 inch. He's 48 inch Python. This would be the point where Finn Flair turns up with the D to Richter's brewery, well, to the with the D to El Toro's gym. That's hey, last time I saw your face, Macho Man, it was on the end of my boot. Oh, we've got to get those bash at the beach towels. I need to add that to my beach bag. Why? You don't understand. It was a significant event. It was on Baywatch. It involved crazy wrestlers doing wrestler things. It involved crushing a basketball and saving a potential fiddler's gym from Ric Flair, who wasn't playing Ric Flair, but he was. He was playing Ric Flair's wrestling persona if he was real, and still an asshole. It was like the show and reality blur together into insane. Mm, mm, yeah. Mm. Well, I'm glad to hear it, brother. Oh no, brother. Oh no, brother. They're meeting. They're meeting the Holy Mother, brother. Well, yeah, they're going to be having the hen party with a goddess. Because they're in a different. They're in a different dimension, brother. Well, it had to be. They had to be on a. They had to be somewhere else, brother. Otherwise, well, you know what would have happened. Per, Perrin sort of sticks to. Perrin sort of hears that and sticks her head out of her tent like, um, I'm. What? What? What's going on here? Oh, hold on, hold on. I'm missing the hen party. Oh, okay. She yells over to Kai. Okay, okay. I don't care how sick I am. Kai, want to TP? You know, get me to that party. I need to hop. Yep, yep. She's hopped over with Kai's help, but she's still weak. Felder's Felder's the one who's the most concerned because she sort of looks around at all this and is like, "Am I? Am I? Am I? What?" And then disappears. No chicks. She just looks over like, "Oh, I was gonna have a chat with her." Never mind. Oh well, yeah. Well, it was a cold conversation with him. Well, I could always catch up with him another time. Hmm. That's the point where Borkle goes. Well, remember well, I'm really, well, I've some of my companions, some of the ones since Barovia. Um, I saw Klee and different version of Klee. She was she had two arms and a baseball bat. No, she had one arm. But we come back from Barovia. Weird stuff happens in Barovia. Maybe we miscounted. That's what her sister said. That's what her sister said. Like, oh, well, there was a curse going on. Maybe you miscounted. Okay, so who has had a drink? Yeah. Down. Oh no, no, I can deal with that. He seems a little bit more concerned this time as he does it, but then a band starts playing. No, I've managed to bring it. Well, no, this band can play anything. Um, although, did you remember your did you remember your jizz whalers? No, no one wants to listen to that. No one wants. Well, maybe they do. There's always some weird person who wants to listen to jizz whaling. Mm. Well, they looked at each other very upset and sort of like, okay, yeah, we can play anything you want. And that same song. Okay. Okay, if well no, you're in a SS Cup 7, isn't it? I didn't know. Maybe. Maybe. I I'm sure at some point S Club did some jizz whaling. Maybe. Or at least caused some, maybe. Uh, the, the big joke is there's only two of them. S Club 7. Um, Club 7. Well, at least no one's wearing a straw what. I refuse to say that right because they keep combining it into one word. It's not. It's two words. Idiot One Piece fans. Straw hat is two words, not one word. There seems to be a lot of people who write it as one word. I've I've seen it in a load of places where they've put Luffy's hat as straw what. Yeah, all one word. Straw what? Yeah, it's straw hat as one word. So I refuse to call it straw hat as one word. It's straw what? Yeah, straw what? Yeah, but for some reason, as I said, I saw it on Facebook. Loads of different places. They kept saying like, which of these items is the most iconic, and it'd be like the yeah was always one of them. I know it wasn't the Japanese; it was the English. It was just yeah, as if One Piece fans hadn't found enough ways to piss me off. They found a way to make me sick. I thought they'd run out of ways to make me sick. They found another way by spelling straw hat wrong. No, Ollie doesn't. Not in that way. As I said, I clarified myself there. Not in that way. Ouch. Hawk takes a point away from himself because even the ref takes a point away. I had to warn Mura for that one yesterday. You know, kept going for the low blows and the rabbit punches. But no, keep your gloves up. Right. So okay. So Hans and his father are presently talking to so he here has enjoyed a ladyboy hockey. Ollie. Ollie has. Seb's not here. So yeah, it'd only be Ollie. Yeah. Yeah, we both had a ladyboy each, or a couple of ladyboys in Nottingham together in a hotel. The less context you give, the worse it sounds. It's one of those stories where it's like the less you go into detail, the worse it sounds. We stopped in a bar first. Oh, they were surprisingly salty but sweet. Oh dear. Uh, that's the point where now. That's the point where Ragash sort of raises his hands like Namron looks at him, shakes his head. He puts his hand back down. So, come on, Richter, why aren't you drinking? Richter sort of walks around away past, walks over to Frozic to get a drink. So, how are you finding this new island then? Anything interesting here? Oh, just he's just looking over to Kinryu and uh, well, that's hmm, didn't do that before, did it, Hans? Never had that effect before. The Empire of Blood. Well, yeah, the Empire of Blood did use the Black Stone to create portals. So, suppose it could be used for more things. You'd need to talk to Obnoxious. He was probably the biggest expert on it. Jim, hearing this, sort of looks over. You have inscribed red. You have inscribed redstone. Inscribed blackstone. Hmm. How have you been keeping it contained? A null field container? Could I take a look at that? He looks over. He looks over at Richter. Richter could speak for me. Hmm. A null field. Hmm. I could come up with a way of negating this energy, inverting it on itself or cancelling it. You don't eventually. If I used anything to invert the energy back on itself, it could create an explosive, a very dangerous explosive. I'll spend some time working on a way of counteracting this. I should have something for you within a couple of weeks. Oh, I wish I wish I'd taken that one off because that's gonna be a copyright. So yeah, don't say anything important for 30 seconds because it's gonna get muted. When I stick it onto YouTube, it always, even though it's like less than 10 seconds, I just forgot to take it off. I've been meaning to for months, and he gets struck. He doesn't get me a copyright strike, but it happens every single time. Even though it's like a 10-second clip, it's like every single time it's like restricted content, fine. Like, it's 10 seconds. It's fair use. Yeah, yeah. If you're a big name on it, they just let you do what you want. You know, well, yeah, yeah, basically, or a couple of other people. You know, like SS Sniper Wolf. You know, you can just dox people. Yeah, because there's not really any money behind it. If they reach a level of success or popularity, bang, DMCA'd. Mm, Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good performance. That's going to get people going. Okay, Hans grabs a mug of ale. His father grabs a mug of ale. Um, the two former vampires grab a mug of ale. Newt has a cup of tea. Um, Kai um, puts two glasses close to the tap that sticks out of his chest and lets out a tiny, tiny little bit of stuff and um, offers it to Riz and to Kinryu, like a little tiny shot of this sort of goldish liquid. Basically, it's like the smoothest alcohol you've ever had. Like it hits you right in the head, but in a like lovely. It's like it's piss. No, it isn't. He's a zombie. He has a keg in his chest. It's where he keeps his like special reserve. So it's not piss. No, it's urine. No, it isn't. Oh, Phil. Yeah, we drink plenty of tea on what is it? Tuesdays with our fuck Pierce stream because I think we both got. Well, it means it's a good. Richter looks over it and goes, ah, so I might be able to win back some of the money I lost the last time then. Okay, so okay, is what is Scarred Heart doing? Really? Um, well, especially still with his amulet and stuff, he can't actually possibly lose that. And also, actually, I'll check and see if I've actually got stats for him. Uh, oh, I haven't actually leveled him up past level 14. Hans is level 20. But still, I don't think he could actually lose that to you. Okay, what the hell? Sorry, D&D Beyond suddenly seemed to have logged me out for a second. No, only for a second. Then I was still in. Um, Actually, yeah, he could win this because it'd be down to con saves. And the old thing is, Richter doesn't actually have. He only has +3 on his con save. as as it stands, which would make sense because he has actually been adventuring for a while. So yeah, yeah, it'd be increasing levels of con saves as you take a drink. So it'd be the first one who fails, basically. Okay, so it would start at well, if do you want to roll it, Ollie? Yeah, you'll need to roll it on Richter, so it won't actually come up on stream. Hold on, actually, give me a sec, and I could actually put it up on stream. Um, as I said, I'm just don't think it's going to work very well. Okay, yeah. So on one side, on the left hand side, we've got Richter's roll, and on the right hand side, we've got Scarred roll. So if you both roll a con save, okay, you've succeeded because the difficulty for the first one's going to be 10. Scarhart failed on his first drink. So he took one drink and then shakily goes, "Hmm," and down he goes. What? See what you're complaining about. It's my family label. I grew up with this. Well, I became an old man wearing this. Old man drinking this. My kids grown up on this. Disgracefully. Does he forget that he could just cast Lesser Restoration on himself and get rid of that? Mm. I do. At which point, at which point, Kai looks over and goes, "I just had a barrel in sort of in my stomach instead of a stomach, so it didn't really matter." Yes. No. He just looks at you. No. You just lost. I can't. He just goes, "I'm not casting Lesser Restoration just for a rematch." Maybe you should cast Lesser Restoration again. Kai laughs. You see, I told you Rictus was going to win. Unfortunately, my armor would nullify the effects of the alcohol. It would treat it as poison. But I'll start work on that research. I'll borrow your friend here's tent. I suspect there are tools inside. They're an engineer. Newt comes over and is just supping on his tea. See, I can enjoy a party without alcohol or rum with bananas in it and hallucinations. At which point he looks over. His eyes seem to fixate on something. He seems very unhappy as he looks over at something in the bushes. Mm. Before turning back to you. Mm. Yeah, I think it's very uncomfortable. Like there's someone watching. Then again, it always feels like there's someone watching. But that's why I don't drink anymore. Gotta gotta do better in future. Like, mm, don't want any more legal action. Yeah, no more legal action. Um, mm, from one of the tents, a yellow-haired elf appears. Does anyone want any dinner? I made extra. Oh, it's sort of an elvish-looking chef. I believe he's. Oh no, I've done his accent wrong. No, does anyone want anything to eat? That was his original character. His original. His original. Oh, for some reason he's. Oh yeah, I forgot we changed him into a tiefling. Yeah, yeah. With some more nerves, yes. To soak up some of the alcohol. As clearly. Okay. Con save from anyone who's had any alcohol. Huh? Okay. Riz is drunk. You only needed to get a 10. Uh, so Skardhart's drunk again. Sorry, I thought it. Wow, he is. Yeah, the wrong one. I saw it as the wrong name. I wouldn't bother. No, you're only a little bit drunk. You're not like three sheets to the wind, sort of plastered. You're just in that sort of. Let me tell you about her. She's lovely. Sort of just a little bit more talkative, a little bit more um, loose, um, talking wise. A little bit more, maybe a little bit more excitable, which I know. No. Okay. Go back to the thing. Hmm. Kai looks at his hand. He seems to look a bit concerned. Looks around at the rest of you. Um, um, is everyone else feeling okay? Um, no, it shouldn't affect me. It affects well, um, hmm, I don't have golden ichor running through my veins. Hmm. I've only been feeling it since I've been using my powers here. Oh well, let's keep this party going. We're getting so sullen. Um, nah. Let's keep this party going. Let's have some fireworks. At which point, loads of fireworks start darting up into the sky. As hours go by and everyone's had lots to drink, the party starts to come to a close. Um, Ragash and Namron have disappeared off into the woods. saying that they needed the toilet. Um, El Toro is basically playfully messing around, shoving Kinryu and Riz in their pretend boxing match with Newt as the referee. Yeah, they're not really taking it seriously, and he's not really taking it seriously either. Exactly. At the same time, Hans Hans is looking at his Hans is chatting with his father. His father's asleep in a chair. Um, on several occasions, Kinryu seems to disappear or appear to be in two places at once. Not Kinryu, Ryoshi. Sorry, Ryoshi seems to disappear and appear in different places. Or sometimes there seems to be two Ryoshis with slightly different hairstyles. The second Ryoshi has a big long scarf and seems to laugh a lot and then run away and then come back. He mumbles something about um, Daleks and reversing the polarity of the neutron flow before disappearing off into the woods again. Comes running up to Scarred Hut. Excuse me, have you seen Sarah Jane? What about Harry? I'm looking for Harry. Ah, oh well, back to the TARDIS. And he runs off again. From the opposite side of the camp, Ryoshi steps out of a tent. Um, don't know quite what's going on here. Terrible time to get kidnapped again. Which means I missed out on so many things. Deleted bits. Oh, he really must have been the evil one. He eats infants. Vorkul is sleeping against the side of a tent, murmuring about getting re-elected. Well, no, about building a better portfolio. Uh, Rozik's gone to bed in one of the tents. He's just gone. I'm bored of it. Jacques is complaining about the a, abysmal cooking situation here. Merde, merde, there's nowhere to cook here. Uh, I'm just cooking barbecue here. Go talk to your friend Liz if you want barbecue. Some kitchen cooking soak stuff in swamp water. They call it cuisine. Hmm? Hey, I'm saying it in character. Yeah. What? Yeah, but no, he has a French accent. There's no England. There is no French. There's no technically there's no France on this map. I was gonna say I was gonna say my defense would have been what French cuisine? What 100 different ways of serving a horse's penis, or as they say, a suspiciously long sausage. Just like a horse's willy. Um, and it said Newt is asleep on under a tree. Uh, well, no, Newt. As I said, he's slow. He's still refing your thing, but he is slowly falling asleep as the hours go by. What's Scarred Heart doing after all this time and getting drunk and casting Lesser Restoration? It's been several hours now. Well, that'll be in the morning after you've had a night's sleep. Okay. Um, why am I not surprised? That's not what I was thinking the problem would be. Mm, mm, You're not the first person I would tend to think of inviting to a stag party. Yeah. Mm, no. Yeah. It's always been the case. Fortunately, that's just how life is with some things. Okay. Well, as the party rumbles along and people are slowly getting into that sort of sleepy, melancholy sort of phase late at night, everyone's kind of tired. Um, Suddenly, something seems to appear in the woods, and behind the tents. As you look at them, well, yeah, let's see if anyone's noticed them. Yep, with disadvantage. I'm tired. Scott, huh? Oh yeah, yeah. He's gone to bed already. They move closer, becoming more. El Toro catches sight of them. What the hell are those things, brother? Have you seen those before? There are what look like little two little girls that are approaching you. They both seem to be like spirit, red, red, very red spirit, very sad red spirits floating closer to you while moving closer towards you. Yeah, yeah, because you're asleep. Doesn't matter if you do better because it's with disadvantage, so it'd be the lowest roll. Yeah, because because as I said, if you even if you roll better than a two, it'll still be the two. Yeah, it just means you roll a second time and you take the lowest of the two rolls. Yeah, you're happily snoozing. The peace of the innocent. You not seen anything like this before, brother? Excuse me, you young girls. What are you doing here? They seem to mouth something as though they're trying to speak, but something seems to be stopping them from speaking. Hmm, looks like they're in quite a bit of distress, brother. Like they're trying to tell us something, but they can't. one of them then disappears. It seems to scream and then disappear. If you roll again, because something just screamed. Well, actually, no, because you wouldn't have heard it, and because they can't actually make any sound. Sorry, I forgot for a second. I literally just said that they can't make any sounds. Sorry, as I said, that was my fault. I got your hopes up for a second, but accident. Because um, well, I think they've just been busy watching them. So, and also you can't communicate with them because you're asleep. So it depends on whether they consider waking you. Well, that's up to Murrah and Ollie. Oh, don't worry. I do not worry, my friends. I will go and wake him up. Hans goes over. Hey, you, Lion Man. Sorry, I just turned him into an ostrich. Oh, Hans suddenly becoming like Arnie. Hey, you, Lion Man, wake up! Ah, Lion Man, wake up! Ah! Hans believe Hans believes you need to wake up. Ah! Ah! Just making random Arnold noises. Put that cookie down. Okay. Yeah. Roll for it. You're being woken up by a half-drunk German. Well, half-drunk German man. You need to wake up. Hans believes that you need to wake up. Oh my, Hans is terrible today. Roll a con save. This is going to be how your stomach reacts to his sausage breath. Okay, you're fine. You didn't get a waft of I don't know, breakfast and something. There's a weird thing going on over there. Oh, I've just made him Arnold now. I admit it, I'm terrible at doing a German accent. The German Reich is shall not stand for it. That's better. Ask General von Klinkerhofen. No one knows chicken like the cat knows chicken. Oh no, it didn't actually log me out. It just seemed to for a second. Um, the last one is still there, just sort of mouthing something, and then it starts to sort of no, and she also seems to be quite panicked, as though this is actually not very like it's actually quite painful what's happening. Yeah, you can attempt to do that. Um, it would be whatever your language skill is based on, so probably wisdom. No, just be a wisdom roll, not a saving throw. Yeah. What a pun. Yeah. You can make out they're saying help, and then they're clearly screaming. Um, no, I said there was some sort of like spectre or something. They're not. Um, um, can you roll Arcana? They're not ghosts. They're some sort of spirit. Um, more like an astral projection rather than a um than a ghost. There's no chill in the air. There's no like no, they're small human looking girls. They have long long hair. One has it's difficult to tell what the color of their hair is because of the sort of weird red mist or essence which is sort of obscuring them. Um, but you can tell one has light color hair, one had dark hair. Um, just like the tokens, where you can see that the tokens, well, the people you can see the tokens. One token has lighter colored hair, the other has black hair. Oh no, two of them had light color hair, and one had black hair. There was three distinctively different girls. No. No. What I was trying to say was one of them clearly is in pain as it starts to disappear. So it's like it's being dragged back to wherever it's from. Um, well, I'll let you go off your previous role when you were trying to find out if they were a ghost or not. They're like a um, it reminds you of when you saw. a spell getting counterspelled. It's like seeing an astral projection, someone using some sort of astral projection spell, and then it being counterspelled. So the image is sort of fighting it, and then slowly just being countered. So it's like they were trying to communicate with you, but then someone jammed it effectively. Someone counterspelled their attempt to communicate with you. Fortunately, they've disappeared. There was three. Um, I'm just thinking if any of them would know a way of tracking that down, or at least giving you an idea of where it's come from. Um, Actually, there is one person who would know, and he steps forward and he hasn't said much this whole time. Hmm, I know where they came from. Hmm, they remind me of the war, terrible war. Hmm, I remember there being artifacts like what they were wearing. Hmm, artifacts from the Empire of Blood. Hmm, I'm not sure entirely, but you could use this to find them. Hmm. Hmm. No, not this. Hmm. This is just one of my spoons. As I like spoons. Hmm. Need to. I know what we need to do. Hmm. He picks up one of Wolfie's cups of tea and he pulls a leaf off the ground. And he pulls a little. He has this weird little pin and he puts it down on the leaf and goes, "Hmm. This is my magic detector. Hmm. Hmm. If you use this special pin when the god over there isn't here before Purring gets back, it will point to where they came from, because that's clearly going to be some very heavy magic. Hmm. Hmm. I've had rather a lot to drink. Hmm. I need to go and lay down before the light." burst from my mouth. Mm, mm. He heads back to the tent where Jacques was cooking. Ah, no, you don't. No, you do not come in here, Caesar. You'll sleep in the next tent. No, I remember the last time you said some weird things talking about Brunhilde and the Milky Milk. You still stay away. You've had too much to drink. Okay. He goes into the other tent. Oh, my dear. Some people cannot handle their drink. Caesar is a nice man, but oh, once he's had a few drinks, oh my goodness, too much information. Oh dear, Mart. Uh, uh, well, I think everyone else is pretty much going to crash out for the night. So you have no idea where it is. That could be miles away. It could be tens of miles, hundreds of miles. And also with the Centaurans around as well, and the fact that you don't even really have a direction to go. Like Caesar said, you can't use the detector until um, Kai's gone, because otherwise it's just going to immediately point at him. Hmm. Well, as I said, I think everyone's going to rest until the morning. Okay, well, let's get. And apparently Evo's going to go home to charge. Okay, Evo, you can go home and charge. Evo. Okay, in the morning. Um. Yeah. Who's missing from the thing? Oh, I forgot to include. Just making sure to grab everyone who's going to be here for the morning. Oh, I'm very annoyed with myself because certain characters I never bother to rename their tokens. So then when I do a search, it's like, oh, I never actually renamed them. Like, oh no, no, like your actual characters. Like like okay, here's one for example. Purin's name on its on its file was um Rabbit X. Those ones I've changed. I just suddenly looked through and was like, oh, I don't have like Klee or Nux or pretty much any of them. They're all named something silly. I've got Obby. I'm literally looking through it. It's like, oh, they all were named something stupid. Um, yeah, each of them is called GVS1 or GVS2. You thank Trigger for that one. Oh well, I'll use them. It'll be the last time those icons get used. So as I'm going to be replacing them after today. And oddly enough, Klee's icon actually looks more like new Klee than old Klee. So because it looks because basically old Klee just looks like Tifa on the original icon does. So yeah, here comes the hens. The full on grandma comes running over. Come on, you two, get up. It's your wedding day. Looks at El Toro. Go on, you two. Holy Father. I was there when he told the guard to. Debbie, Debbie almost shot herself while she did. She literally falls onto her back. Oh, grandmother, you shouldn't be laughing like that. Kate, you're gonna get your dress all soiled. Come on, grandmother. Hans lifts her up and carries her off. Sorry, how do you get so drunk with your vampire constitution? She looks in with great difficulty and a lot of effort. Brunhilde goes to the tent where Caesar is and is cleaning him up. Uh, Rose and her sisters, well, Rose the goblin and her sisters are getting the other goblins in line. Come on, Borkle. And they grab Borkle. She does make one little joke. Come on, Borky. Doesn't this remind you of our wedding day? Just with less stakes. Where's Namron? Actually, I don't want to know. They'll come back eventually. Feral sometime. Oh, I forgot to make Luke Miller visible. Valentia, yeah. Yeah, it's a full-on bash. Yeah, Richter's wife, Glit. Um, he is there. And just I'll see your icon. And it's like, oh, there we go. So there's Hans and Eclipse and the other Rose and Karen, Tabitha, and the Holy Mother, who's grabbing El Toro, and Morak's going after Grandma. And um and mm, how's his family are just generally um getting them out of trouble. So I think it'll end up being Bride's family on the right. No, on the left. Let's move everyone else. Closest we'll get to Bride's family. It'll be a little bit. It'll be a, let's make it narrower. Uh, didn't really think this through. Rearranging everyone in a wedding party. It's why the walled anvil was so freaking huge. Because this isn't even all of them. Yeah, in if you actually look on there, there's characters from Kai's campaign. There's characters from the Carlton campaign. There's the oldest campaign that you guys have um, interacted with is probably the I call it the New Gods campaign. So that's the campaign that Kai was part of. Um, yeah, yeah, it's just going to end up with a group of people standing at the back. No, he's just a senior citizen. God of the Ring, brother. Just because you decided that you're a god of the ring doesn't mean that you actually are a deity. Counts in my head, brother. Okay, well, let's move Newt out of the way. Too many tokens. It's all getting muddled up. There we go. Everyone's with their significant other, aside from the ones that are just at the back. So there's a way in and out. And El Toro is there with his wife and his sister-in-law. Yeah, Karen. Well, I remember her real name is Debbie. Well, Deborah. Until she fell in with that neo-feminist naturalist sort of thingy cult. About all about reclaiming your femininity through becoming an Amazon and exploring your female power, which of course means like just becoming an insufferable Karen, in her opinion, which is ironic given her sister's name is Karen, and she is a Karen as the head of the well, and the advocate of the Gnome Owners Association. So it's up to Skardhart now. Skardhart, you're in charge of the proceedings. He said yes. Okay. At which point Kai gives you your passes you across your branding irons. Sorry about this. Oh no, they've both got something already. They're ready. Well, all four of them are. They've seen this happen very many times. Hmm. But it's like like you said during the last session, it is for their protection. So you both do the well. Actually, are you gonna actually do the deal you did yourself? Well, yeah, the one who. Yeah. No, no. Oh, that's weird. I have one viewer. Is it muted? Yeah, because if it's muted, it doesn't count. That was eight. Yeah, that was quite a while ago. Yeah. Well, um, well, the ceremony's been done. Kai looks at the extra guests. Well, I think I'll have to send you back pretty soon. So if you got anything last minute to say, now's the time. Yeah, that sounds good to me. So then Kai starts to send people back. So you start with the front line. Gets to the next lines. As he transports the next group back, he disappears. But then he reappears in a different form, wearing gold clothing and a much more skeletal appearance. He looks at you all. I think weird just happened. Hmm, my illusion spell has stopped. Well, normally I keep a glamour running because this appearance is usually a bit too spooky for most people. Hmm, what's happened here? Oh well. Um, I'll keep sending you since the next group. At which point he starts to look a bit red in places. So he sends the next group. By the time he gets to the last couple of people, he seems to be really struggling. I, I just needed to finish sending everyone. It's all right. Yeah, that's everyone back where they should be. Oh, doesn't feel. Ooh, yeah, this doesn't feel right. And then he disappears. And then when he reappears, something is not right. He's still in that skeletal form, but he's all red, like the kids were. And suddenly you can't hear him when he you can see he's trying to speak, but you can't hear him. He looks at you, but sorry. Um, well, given you, well, you might need to do an Arcana check again. Ooh, uh, maybe he's just overexerted himself. Yeah, I was going to say you got a decent one. You got a couple of decent ones earlier on. But unlike the others, he doesn't seem to be disappearing. Perrin comes running over. What's going on? You look drained. I it couldn't hurt. Good idea. Okay. Um. Okay. One of you help him. Help. Move him over there. Yeah. Yeah. Your hands pass straight through him. He seems to look at you quite concerned. No, he's like he's there, but he isn't there. Which to you doesn't make any sense because. Hmm. Anyone gonna try anything else? Yeah. He then starts to fade out. It's like he's been drained of his energy. That's not that's not what happened though to Purin. Purin seemed to be being made mortal. This seems to be absorbing energy from him. Purin looks at you. Okay, I think this is because he's been using his powers. I haven't. Purin looks at you and goes, I haven't used my powers since I've been here. He's been doing fireworks and teleporting and all sorts. Little girls? Okay. Where did they stand? Okay. Uh, she goes and stands on one of the spots. Just here? Hmm. She just stands there and sort of opens her mind a little bit, like trying to feel what's here, what's been here. Hmm. Oh, you have to remember, she looks at you, you can see your concern and says, don't worry, I said, I'm only just feeling what's here. I used a lot of power last night, teleporting and doing all sorts of things. So, and teleporting everyone home. That's a lot of energy. Um, but you have to remember, he's a avatar of death. He has a lot more energy than I do. He has a lot of worshippers. Mhm. So they appeared here. They couldn't say anything. Hmm. She turns to the Centaurans. Do you know anything about this? One of the Centaurans sort of speaks up. Um, there is a place that I think they might have come from. There is a building of it belonged to the uh, it belonged to the Empire of Blood. It's we were told it's you can't see it. It's it's supposed to be a vast tower, but there's no tower. No, no, this is that the tower you're talking about is a watchtower. This was their capital. This was like the center of their capital. They they were keeping something in there. There's ghosts of their followers that inhabit the area around it. Strange specters. We always thought it was just ghost stories. Um, but it's dangerous to approach the tower. It's extremely dangerous. Many of our many of the brothers have attempted to enter the tower and never been seen again. Or the ones that have been seen, there's been something wrong with them. They won't leave. They become like statues. They just stand there. Well, it was start of a bedtime story, well, ghost story about a tower that the only way to reach the top of the tower was to make sure to show all the virtues, to be prudent, to be wise, to be charitable, and to be brave, and to have faith that if you didn't show those, you wouldn't make it to the to the to the tower, to the it was to keep something in, and you had to do those things to get to what was inside it, what they were keeping inside, and to keep it from getting out. As they said, it was like, oh, do you have to be good children, otherwise, um, you won't be able to enter the tower. Well, that's what they said. That's that's what the slaves, the the our ancestors, what Motoro's ancestors told us when they were slaves. What the Empire of Blood told us. Don't you have to be able to, to do all these good things, otherwise you won't be able to enter the tower and protect. everyone from the thing that's inside it. Mm. And because of that, they couldn't enter the tower. And because of that, they couldn't protect people from what's in the tower. Because apparently the Empire of Blood didn't want that to get out, whatever it was. No, they were very afraid of it because they built the tower. It was something to do with vampires. Well, that's what they said. Well, maybe whatever's there is keeping those girls in there, is what's draining him. And if I start using my power, it'll drain me. And if Jim Deadman is right, we might have a way of getting rid of the Blackstone. Well, I say you've got your mission. I'll do what I can. I won't go throwing any parties and throwing any lightning bolts. Okay. Um, yeah, let's get you on your um, you. Accidentally lost your wolf. Okay, because I can see Jacob, Wolfie, and Skibbity. Oh, there's Bang. See the name tag. Oh, I can see what's happened. Got accidentally grouped in with the guests and teleported. Oops. Fang. Hold on. Whose mounts whose? Jacob's who? Yeah, yeah. And Fang is Scarred Hearts. Okay. One last thing. As you as you get ready to ride off, you hear the flapping of wings. Yeah, coming towards you. It's a large owl in a top hat. Flutters down in front of you. Well, he glides down and lands in front of you. Hmm. Oh, yes, that is something we will have to look into together. He pulls a big rifle. Hmm. With, hmm, with me watching your backs. Hmm. I'm Apanak, and I've been the one looking after you. Hmm. Almost had to shoot that Centauran you made off with his females last time. But fortunately, I didn't have to. A couple of these in him, and he wouldn't have had much to say. He holds up one of the rounds that he's been using. It's Blackstone. Hmm. In my big rifle, it's pretty effective, especially against armored targets. It's a big game around here. Sometimes you just gotta take it down. Hmm. I use precautions. But we need to get moving. So I'll be here. I'll be around in case you need me. Eventually he lifts off. A guardian indeed. But whether they're an angel or not, that's what you'll need to find out next week as we continue with the tarot. Well, as we continue with our next session, which will be the Castle of Hunger. So I'd like to thank our players. It's been a good session. Said we'll be back with a big dungeon next week. Well, good night, everyone.